everyone, welcome back to Crossover Convos. Today, we're joined by this ugly mug because Mikey couldn't make because Mikey couldn't make it. Mikey was busy training, so we have officially got the second best option. He is the backup option. He is what the Randolph is to Sidemen. It's Brandon Athony Staight. Welcome to your first episode. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Let's go.
How does it feel to be second best?
To be honest, All Out War was here before Crossover Combos, so you know, at this point you're just copying me. You had all the same guests on as me, so you know, I think at this point you're just copying me. But hey, you know what? I'm happy to be here.
But there's a difference.
No,
our content's like 10 times.
No.
Yeah.
We can go check the views if you want. We can go check the views. Do you want to go there again?
No.
Let's not go there again.
Right, so yeah, Brandon, whenever either me or Mikey pulls out of an episode, if we're sick or something or we can't make it, like Mikey, he's saying he's training, but I think he's just being the lazy bastard and can't be asked to do it. So we'll have Brandon in instead. But yeah, so this episode, you know, we're just going to waffle a bit. We're going to, you know, talk about SCB. We're going to talk about Misfits and all that good stuff. So yeah, you know, we'll start off. I'm going for SCB because obviously I'm coaching two people. Brandon is fighting. You know, what's your overall thoughts on the card?
Overall thoughts, pull-outs. I mean,
yeah,
that's a good word at this point to say. That's the overall card. It's looking good, man. To be honest, there's some good fights that we've missed out on, but there's still some amazing fights left on the card. So, you know, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, if you had to give it a rating out of 10, what would you rate it?
Oh, just for me and Mikey, I would rate it a 10. But,
yeah.
You know, 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah, the reason for 7.5 is the amount of pullouts that is happening. I think if there was less pullouts and the original card was still there, but with Mikey on, then I think it's a 10 out of 10 card. I don't think it'll be very hard to top it, you know, for OO3 or OO4, but just due to the pullouts and everything, and you know the injuries people have sustained, I think 7.5 is reasonable.
Yeah, that's a respectable one. I'd have probably given it an 8.5, something like that, if Conor Kerry's fight was still on. But
yeah,
also I got bored. But you know, obviously Mikey's added. He's going to get that W. The crossover convo. Boy's going to get the W. You know, I'm going to be coaching. I'm coaching you both. So you mean, yeah, let's go through the card. Give your predictions. I would have given mine, but just for the fights people care about. Now I would say F8 versus Anton, but there's a little bit of doubt about yeah. If that fight goes ahead.
If the fight goes ahead, I've got Anton, to be honest. I think just the experience alone and being in a fight before, I think it won't be as much pressure this time for him. I think that first fight he had, obviously he lost, so he already knows what it's like to lose. And it's like that pressure of being in there before the first time. It gets to everyone, almost everyone, apart from me. You know, I've done it before, so I don't even know what I'm talking about. But I think Anton would have taken it. I think F8 probably would have been a little bit gun shy. You know, he wouldn't have pushed as hard as he probably is training. So I just think Anton probably would have taken it on points.
Yeah, that's a fair shout. I mean, I went with F8, and hopefully that fight can go ahead. But I mean, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good.
it don't look good, bro. It don't look good.
No, it does not. Mikey versus Ben Wheeler. Come on, how's this one going?
Obviously, Ben Wheeler. Come on now.
I mean, yeah, he's gonna hit Mikey once. Mikey's out. Yeah, he's not getting up.
He's gonna do that. He's gonna throw one windmill overhand right. He's just gonna land on the straight head top of Mikey. And Mikey's just gonna be like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, Mikey's getting flattened. So we can move on to the next one.
Just straight move. Just straight move.
Yeah. No, honest prediction. Go on, what happens?
Honest prediction, Mikey. I've seen what he can do. I've seen what he's capable of, and I know how hard he's training. And it's like, for the amount of time that he's got, it's like people need to realise both guys have exactly the same amount of time to train for this fight. It isn't, it's only one side for Mikey because it's Dan Wheeler, isn't it, who he's fighting against. So I get a couple of them confused. Ben Wheeler.
Yeah.
Ben Wheeler's obviously been training before for DJ. I'm pretty sure it was his opponent. But it's like, these two people are now complete opposites. So it's not like, one of them has the advantage. Like, Mikey is in good shape already, let alone besides the training. So it's like, for me, I think it's close. Like, if I was unbiased, it's close. Just due to the fact, they both had 18 days roughly to train for it. But personally, my boy Mikey, he's going to go take his turn. Team Undisputed, you know what I'm saying.
Yep. Second round TKO. It's coming. MikeyPlays, go get that W. Right, so what other fights do we care about? We'll skip the you versus the mystery opponent because we don't care about that. So, Kelly versus Anthony. Kelly versus Anthony O'Shea. Who wins?
I'm gonna have to back my boy Callum Kelly, man. I see how hard he's working again, and I think it's going to go down to work rate, to be honest, and who's got the better cardio in that fight. I think they're both going to come in quite technically good, so I think it's just going to be who's got the gas, left in the tank to run those rounds, and it's like you have to win that first round, and it's like if Callum Kelly comes off for that second round and kind of sits back a little bit, regains himself, I feel like those third and fourth rounds, he's just going to push as hard as he can because, especially in that fourth one, you don't have to fight after that. After that fourth round, it's done, so you might as well give it your all. So I think, Callum Kelly points.
Yeah, fair shout. Cowboy Stew versus Cain Veya.
Now this one's kind of a hot take because, obviously, I'm friends with Callum Vela.
Yes.
But I have said this many a times. I think Cowboy Stew is going to win. I've said it publicly, I've said it privately, I've said it to their faces. I think right now Cowboy Stew is the best heavyweight we've got in this small creator boxing scene. I don't think there's anyone better right now than Cowboy Stew. Technically wise, I think there is. But record wise and, power wise, I think Cowboy is the whole shebang, He is the guy right now, and he's like the Roman Reigns of the scene. He's just coming to collect all the championship bouts. He's going to be undisputed at the end of next year somehow, probably. But I think I don't think either of them are going to knock each other out. But I think it will go down to Cowboy stoppage in the third.
Yeah, fair shout. Do you think it's going to be a close fight? Do you think Veya's going to surprise a lot of people?
I've seen Vela's footage, and I've told him what he needs to do to win.
Right.
Now, if he does that, he can win. At that point, then it goes down to just who is better. But if he comes out sloppy, it's one of those where I think it'll be very one-sided, and then it will just be up to the ref whenever the ref just goes, I'm calling it there, that's it. But at this point, it just depends on how hard Callum Vela's trained. Like, I've seen a little piece of footage. Like, I haven't seen, the creme de la creme of footage, but I've seen enough to kind of justify my answers. But it's just one of those where it's like, we won't know now until the fight.
Yeah. So that's fair. I mean, I went with Stu by first round KO, but we all understand that.
That's fair, to be honest.
Yeah. Before we get into the main event, what did you think of Veya's diss track? Have you seen that?
He showed it to me before it went out. This is like breaking news, by the way. I could hear the beat more than the lyrics, so I could just hear the beat. So I was like, it's a good beat. I like the beat. So I couldn't hear the mumble, and it sounded kind of better. But when the one that he released, it was more mumble than beats. So I was like, That's it. That's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm just not gonna say anymore.
Yeah, right, fair. Alright, main event time. JST, Bad Boy Beeman. Who wins and how?
To be honest, I think this has, you know, Fight of the Night worthy written over it. I think this one
Yeah.
could definitely be the one that, you know, everyone looks back at and is like, this is how these two people should be in the ring, right?
Yeah.
But it's hard. I love JST, man, I really do. But I've seen Beeman. He's bigger than Jay, you know. It's just one of those of, if Jay can stick to his game plan and work technically, like we've seen him work technically in the gym, but now can he perform that? Because obviously he's making his debut here. He hasn't had a fight before, he's just been training. Where Bad Boy Beeman, he's had fights before. He's had a lot, from what I've been hearing. He's had a lot. So, you know, the pressure's not going to get to him. None of that shit's going to get to him. At that point, it's just, can Bad Boy Beeman perform to JST's level? I don't think they're on the same level, but you know yourself, those nerves can hit you like that. And then all of a sudden, your skill levels from up there down to there. And I want, obviously, JST to win, but it's just how he reacts to the pressure, the lights, and the crowd and everything, obviously screaming at him. But yeah, I say JST points decision.
100%. Yeah, that's the same. That's the same prediction as me. JSC by points, but you made some good points there. So now we've gone through the whole SCB 02 card. Without being biased, right? Don't just say me, Mikey, and you, because you know, give me 003, 004, 005. You can pick the main events for those next three cards. Who are you saying?
003 is a difficult one because I've heard talks about it's going to be in London. I've heard talks that it's going to now be in Manchester. So I'm like, where the fuck is this going to be? Because if it's Manchester, I think me and Cowboy could definitely headline that. I think it's definitely a fight that I think people want to see, hopefully.
Yes, we do want to see it.
I think we're the best promoters in the whole scene. I don't think there's anyone better than me and Cowboy. So we promote the shit out of that fight. But obviously if it's London, I'm broke, guys. Like, honestly, I am fucking poor.
Yeah. So
I could barely afford to go to this fucking one. So if it's in London, I'll have to miss out 003. But in that case, I think Cowboy deserves that main event slot. If we can find him a decent opponent that can go down there, then, you know, 100%. But to be honest, Nathan versus Leo, 003 maybe, if it's in London. Because I know they're both kind of situated around there and they both want to fight. Obviously, Leo wants to come back down to cruiserweight. Nathan is cruiserweight right now. So I think that's a fight to definitely make. 004, if that one's up north, I think then definitely me versus Cowboy, main event.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that because, you know, it's me, but I just think generally, unbiasedly, we're two hell of a promoters and I think we can both fight to a point where people be like, oh shit, who's actually going to win this one? So, you know, that could definitely get people talking. And I think 004, I think we've got to give him credit here. 005, sorry, I mean, Callum Kelly versus yourself. Because I think at that point you would have had a fight yourself, and I think that fight's just one to make.
No, fair. I mean, I would like to fight on 03 or 04, one of the two. I mean, we'll see how it goes. I will definitely be fighting. Whether I get a gym or not, I will definitely fight. And fuck that, I'm just going to fight at this point. So, 05, me and Cam Kerry could definitely run at A. And then, you know, we'll get you on the undercard, get Mikey on the undercard, you all can do your thing and that. So, I mean, say Stu can't fight you. Stu can't fight on 03. And Stu is main event. Who would you like to see him fight? I know there's a lot of talk of Yezva.
I don't think Lesra's ever going to come to the UK to fight until he's actually won a fight. Until he knows he can actually win, I don't think he's coming anywhere near the UK. And I know that's not a diss at him, but from what we saw at Breakout, he's not on Stu's level right now.
No.
Nowhere near. So it's like, if it's one of those, to be honest. Anton, maybe, I wouldn't mind seeing that fight, but I think the one to make for 03, if both men are keen for it, I'd say if I can't obviously make it, Cowboy Stu versus the winner of JST versus Bad Boy Beeman. I think that one, you know, two good heavyweights in the main event already. If Bad Boy Beeman wins, then, you know, he's bringing in the views, he's bringing in the promotion, just like Cowboy Stu is. So I think that event could sell majestic numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like Bad Boy Beeman's more up that way anyway, so it's not, you know, he should be able to get a decent crowd around there. Especially if they change it to Liverpool. If they could change it to Liverpool to Bad Boy's hometown, then, you know, that could be massive for SCB. But yeah, I think JST gives Cowboy a good fight, but I think the thing with JST is obviously we don't know how he reacts to heavier people, right? We see him sparring people around his weight, maybe a little bit lighter. So, you know, Cowboy, he's a big man. He's fucking massive. Like, don't take that into offense. You know, he is, and he'll say himself, he is massive. So, it's one of those of, will JST know what to do? And, you know, we could talk about a fight for hours between those three, but yeah, I think the winner of this, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, we could talk about that for hours, but we'll save it for another time. So then, yeah, let's go into Misfits 007. What did you think? Overall thoughts on that?
I really enjoyed the prelims.
Yeah.
The Unbear fight versus Korn, I enjoyed that. They were shit as shit can be.
They were terrible.
But, you know, it was really fun to see someone from a small community, you know, get the opportunity. And, you know, his promotion was really good up to the event. Korn was absolutely dog shit for training for like 16 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ, that was fun. But overall, I did tweet about this. I said, they need to have a fight in between that isn't just all of, like, the co-main and main event that people care about. Because I was watching those first couple of fights, and after about the second round in the first women's fight, I was like, this is dead. I now have to wait a couple of hours to just see a fight that I want to watch, realistically. Obviously, Virus and DK Money, I came back, and I was like, what the fuck? that kind of brought me back on, but I think they kind of need to be kind of more strategical about where they place people on the card. And, you know, overall, I think it was a class event.
Yeah. I mean, so, and then, well, obviously there's the whole controversy with the elbow and stuff. Do you expect it to be given as a DQ or a no contest?
I don't think it'll be given as a no contest. I mean a DQ, sorry. I think a no contest would be the right way to call it, right? I think there's many factors you can put into this, you know, if Joe Fournier was rocked, you know, he was already leaning down that way. You can throw in all these excuses. Beef weight's still illegal at the end of the day, and it did end the fight. And if you literally search up no contest in fighting, it literally comes up with, if an illegal move happens to end the fight, it will be given as a non-contest. Obviously, the ref was behind KSI, so it looked like a hook to him. That's why he called it as a win. Now, the PBA, they want to promote themselves properly and conduct themselves as a proper, you know, organisation. Then it needs to be given as a no contest. It can't just be given as a win, because then it looks too biased, since the man's paying their paychecks. But I think a non-contest is right.
Yeah, I agree here. I agree with that. Anthony Taylor, Salt Papi. Do you think this is damaged Salt Papi's name at all? Or do you think that's the hype train over?
I'm not going to say it's the hype train over, but I think it's affected his name now and his persona, because realistically, he was being greedy, right? He was like, if you want me to fight more rounds, pay me more. You know, and that's not what boxing should be about. It's like all of us people now are fighting on SCB. We're fighting for free. We're paying for our own travel, paying for all of this, just because we want to get on MMA. We want to see who's the best. But it's like these people, they just think they deserve more when they don't. It's like Salt Papi looks good against people that don't know how to box. We can now prove that and say that, because 18 knows what he's doing. And you saw that because he just kept throwing that. He dipped down and he threw the right up. And he kept landing and landing. If Salt Papi was really that good, he would have saw that and countered every single time. But he didn't. So I think it's tarnished his name a little bit. But I've got to give credit to AT, man. That man put on a performance, and I loved his ring walk.
Oh, yeah, 100%. We have the ring walk, come on, man. KSI Tommy Fury. How does that fight pan out?
Man, I was asked about this earlier, and It's hard, man, because obviously I'd like KSI to win. Because that's massive for the crossover scene. And we would actually get taken more seriously then. But it's like, Tommy Fury is on a different level to Joe Fournier, Temper, Swarms. Not much Pineda. Pineda's goated, so, you know, I think KSI just got...
Pineda would be... Yeah. Oh, well, no, that was a robbery. Pineda was not hurt. It was literally all back of the head shots, and the referee the referee was a dick. That's what happened there. Smoke Tommy Fury.
Of course, man, of course. But it's like, you know, KSI's been in against a taller opponent, you know, Logan. He's been there. He knows what it's like now to dogfight. He knows what it's got to be in there to be more tactical now. I think shoe fighters, they know what they're doing, man. They've cornered Derek Chisora for some of his good fights, and it was looking good. It's like Derek Chisora versus Usyk. Shoe fighters was in their corner then, and they were giving Derek Chisora some good tips, and Derek was looking pretty decent against Usyk then. So, you know, I don't... You know, I can't put pressure on KSI of it because, you know, he's an influencer. I think if shoe fighters train him good, which they have been doing, like, they've done an amazing job of his transformation in boxing alone. I think he has a really good shot. I think Tommy Fury... it's hard to say. He fights a lot like his brother, obviously Tyson. And I think he needs them to fight like himself. If he can fight like himself and, you know, prove his own way and show that he isn't just, you know, the next B-Tech, Z-Tech version of Tyson Fury. And he goes in there and he's more technical this time and he isn't throwing these, like, slappy hooks like Tyson does and he does. Then I think, you know, we got to put some respect on Tommy's name. But if he gets beat, then fucking hell, where does that put KSI, you know?
I mean, 100%. There'll be no doubt KSI's the best in the scene if he beats Tommy Fury. I mean, so I mean, let's give me a top five.
I've got a question though for you though before I answer that. If KSI beats Tommy Fury, does he get his WBC ranking?
Oh yeah, I mean that is a fair question. I mean,
and if he does get it, then KSI goes in ahead of Vidal Riley.
Yeah.
Poor Vidal, man. Vidal's just sat there fighting his Taj again for the second time. And he might get his WBC ranking robbed by KSI.
Oh man. Vidal Riley versus KSI as well.
Jesus Christ. Vidal's too good for this scene. Honestly, he would destroy anybody in this scene.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Do you think
I really want to see Jake versus...
If Tommy Fury wins against KSI, do you think that Vidal Riley versus Tommy Fury fight should be made up?
Oh, 100%, yeah. They're both kills in the rankings. There's a storyline there as well now, so I think that fight 100% should be made.
Yeah, it's mad though, isn't it? That WBC ranking. Tommy Fury beats Jake Paul, gets placed above him. I'd be pissed. I would actually be pissed, man. Hey, WBC, boxing politics, am I right?
Yeah. Surely KSI would actually be close to a ranking though, because if he beats Tommy Fury, who's ranked, Joe Fournier was ranked number 11 in the FIFA world for light heavyweights, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So
fucking hell! Oh my god! Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to be close, surely.
100%.
Oh man.
But obviously, they only the WBC. They don't work with the PBA, do they? They only work with the British Board of Boxing, don't they? So.
Yeah.
Do you think
they'll
get
you never know. You never.
The BBOB to sanction that fight between Tommy and KSI? I reckon it will be with the PBA.
I reckon they've got a good chance of it, because, again, I mean, if Joe Fournier can get officially sanctioned and KSI, okay, yes, there's the controversy of the elbow, but if you told two people who didn't know who they were that one of them was a pro boxer, I guarantee most people would have said KSI by that performance. So,
100%.
You know, he was looking comfortable. Yeah, he was looking comfortable in there, and I think it'll probably just have to be some stipulation. Like they've got to have like a bunch of pros on the undercard, and they can't have any of these tag team matches. But that'll probably be it.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. Do you reckon it'll be on Misfits then, or do you reckon it'll be on like BT or something?
I know John. So that's what that'll be.
And you can't cut out there.
You. Oh my bad. I said John Fury said he wants it to be on Misfits. Oh.
But it's just whether the PBI will, well, PBI, the BBIAB, you know, whatever the fucking that initial is.
The BBB of
yeah, allows it, then I'm down for it to be on Misfits.
Yeah, 100%, man. I think it's a great fight. But yeah, as I was gonna say before you rudely interrupted, give me the top 5 inputs and boxes.
Ooh, top five. You got me proper thinking now, you know. I think KSI and Jake tied for one. I don't think you can either put one in front of the other. I think Jake's opponents put him up there anyway. But obviously the skill level that we've seen from KSI, I think, you know, and the star power as well, it's far better than Jake's. So yeah. Number 2.
Yeah.
Anthony Taylor. I think we give it to 80. I think he deserves it at this point. Number 3, I'm going with a 3-man. 3 people all take the same spot. King Kenny, Gib, and Slim.
Right.
I think those 3 all take the number 3 spot.
Okay.
4th, Dean the Great. 4th, Dean the Great. I think he's goated in the scene. And number 5, Wings of Redemption. That performance was insane. Yes! Let's go.
Oh man. No, my top 5 would be. My top 5 would be number 1, Jake. I think his star power isn't as good as KSI's. I think KSI's the bigger draw, but I think Jake, just the opponents he's beat, it's more stacked. Number 2, KSI. Number 3, DM. Number 4, Gib. No, number 4, Anthony Taylor. Number 5, Dean the Great. Gib just misses out.
That's fair, to be honest. That is 5 people, and I think I crammed in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people into the top 5.
Yeah. If I was allowed 8, I would also say Gib, Winderson Nunes, and who'd the 8th one be? Maybe White.
Umber. I think Umber deserves a spot there. For his skill, his skill alone, man. Jesus Christ, he's up there with the goats.
Yeah. But probably remember the reason I didn't rank him is because he's right up there with the likes of like Mayweather and Tommy Fury and Idris. Yeah. So, you know, you got it out.
Jesus Christ.
So, I mean, what else we talked about? We've waffled on so much, eh? Yeah.
What can we talk about?
So, alright. OO3, right? So let's go to OO3, SCB OO3. give your dream card. If travel wasn't a problem and stuff, then you could just pick any names. You know, at least 5 fights.
5 fights. Okay. Me versus KSI, Logan Paul, and Slim, all at cruiserweight. I think I could fight someone. No, okay. Hands down. We'll start from the bottom first. Finn versus Topster. I think that's a fight that needs to be made. Finn versus Topster.
Good fight, good fight.
Aaron the Carrot versus Benjamino.
Yeah. Nice.
Mikey versus the winner of Halford Sucks and Dan, I think it is. I don't know who's fucking fighting.
The other guy.
Yeah, the other guy. Whoever wins out of that. You versus... Who could you fight? Is it Anthony O'Shea, the person Callum Kelly's facing? If he loses, I think I think that could be a good fight for both of you. You know, since you're, making your debut and he's kind of come for the comeback. I think that could be a good fight. And then obviously me versus Cowboy Stu, main event.
Yeah. So what? Would you put me co-main event? Me ahead of Mikey, me ahead of Finn and Benjamin?
No.
Why did you say it in order?
I don't know. I was trying to think of someone in your weight class before, but I just couldn't think. Okay? I was thinking too much. No, I think the card would be at the bottom. I think Finn versus Topster. They're both coming off a loss. You know, they're a big name, but you have to think at that point. Then it's just biasness, right? If you just place in a co-main main event, then you might as well just fuck everyone else off and suck the dick.
Yeah.
And then I think it would be you versus Anthony if he loses. Because, he's coming off a loss, you're making your debut. It's only fair. I think Benjamino versus Aaron the Carrot would then be third, head of the undercard. And then Mikey versus Halford Sucks or whoever whoever he's fighting. Co-main, and then me versus Cowboy Stu main event.
Yeah, I respect that. I mean, I would go with you versus Stu main event. I do agree with that. I think that's the best fight to make. Co-main. Maybe Mikey versus Cam Kerry if they can get the same weight. Okay, what are you doing?
Sorry, I was just down in my cold Fanta, and then I was making it look all hard, so I smashed off the top of my head, and then the bubbles got me all teary up. So I was like, oh shit, now I look like a fucking wet wipe. You know what I'm saying?
Right, okay. You had me confused there, right. But yeah, right. Back to it. Main event, you versus Stu. Right. Co-main, Mikey versus Cam. Co-main, Mikey versus Cam Kerry. If they could fucking stop.
That's my deadlift pulling face, man.
Your first episode is the This is your first episode as the replacement. This is the first episode as a replacement, and your last episode as a replacement. If you carry on,
because I'll be co-host next. I'll be co-host. I'll be there with you. That's right.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah. So co-main, I'd go with Mikey, but
I'd go with Mikey versus Cam Kerry.
Right. Okay. Yep. Right. Okay. You know what? New main event. You versus that guy. Right.
Yeah. I have some ketchup here.
Oh, this episode's gone. This episode's gone to shit. Right. Okay. Oh man. So right.
Sorry. Yeah,
he's handsome. Okay.
As you were saying.
So you versus Cowboy, Mikey versus Cam Kerry, me versus. And what other super middleweights are there in the scene, eh?
We can just get him in the thumbnail and
Me
title.
versus. Huh?
We can just get all these people in the title, then we talk about Jallum and how shit he is. You know, people will click on that. You know, Callum Villa, we can say he's a shit house. JST, look at. It's been a long day for me, if you can do that.
What? Oh, man. I mean, what other middleweights or super middleweights are there in the scene?
No fucking idea. No idea.
There's not fucking many, is there?
No.
Okay, me versus Benjamino. Yeah. I've been called for that fight. I've been speaking to him about it, and he's ducking. Like, come on.
Oh, Benjamino's ducking.
Yeah, he's ducking. He's saying, "Oh, I don't want to fight a friend or anything. Like, I don't want to fight one of the boys." I'm like, "Don't be a pussy and fight." Oh man. Oh Jesus. Okay.
I'm just looking
Fucking
at myself.
stop.
I'm just looking at myself, man. Can a man not look at himself? Come on now.
No, you're
Bro,
throwing me off track.
Bro, you told me to come on here and waffle. That's what I'm good at. I'm gonna come on here and waffle.
Fourth. Like, yeah, it's a waffle, not the fucking pull strange faces. Oh man.
I gotta entertain myself.
Okay.
Man. Come on now.
I'm just gonna
list them off. Go
I'm
right
just
now,
gonna
go.
yuck down because otherwise they're gonna throw me off.
Go.
Right, okay. Fourth, Finn versus Tolp, so I agree with that. And then the fifth one, Mikey versus. Oh, I said Mikey, didn't I? Conor Kerry versus Caleb.
Wrong. Nah, that's perfectly fine, to be honest. Yeah, I think that card's very good.
Yeah, right. And then I suppose, I mean, I think that's everything, isn't it? We've kind of off everything.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to segue into our next topic.
Oh, what's the next topic?
I'm joking. Let's end it. Let's end it now before we just keep waffling on.
Wait, yeah, right. So, wait, is that one?
Do you want to do the ending or do you want me to do it?
Before we end, I'll do the ending, I don't know. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
But before we end it, Brandon, I have a request.
Yeah, go on.
Will you send us off? Will you send us off with you singing "Carrot for a Cock"?
I don't know the lyrics, mate. Generally, I don't know the lyrics.
I remember when it all went wrong.
I remember when it all went wrong. Guzzling
No,
the
that's
leg,
it,
no,
that's
all
episode
along. When
Run by Brandon
outside,
Athony
the
Staight.
snow was thick. Rolled the balls together, made
singing.
a snowman quick.
Oh.
Erecting a friend, but there's something left. Had to indulge
Mikey
in
will
some
be back
carrot
soon.
theft to
And
make him whole.
oh, Brandon goes to the
Created the
channel, Santa Claus of Cock.
To give him a classic nose. I slipped
keep going
over
till he
when
gets to
I
the corner.
put it in. Stuck the veg where it didn't belong. I went for his face, but it hit below the waist. And now he's got a vegetable tongue. He's got a carrot for a cock. Carrot for a cock. And he gives you quite a shock.
Thank you for watching, everyone. That's it for this episode. And take care.
Yes.